Hello and welcome to something that I like to call something. My name is Hary and this is a show about emotions. This week we're going to be talking about reality. Now, in order to get to our point of reality, I have survived a monumental, catastrophic event. We call it birth, but I view it as more like a disturbance of the force. I sense something, a sense I've not sensed since I last sensed something. Now in this show, I talk about depression, I talk about emotions, and I talk about it all from my perspective. We are strong and unique, that calls for a... And we are also nothing like Darth Vader. Or are we? That's the dark side. Anyway, this week we're talking about reality. But first, I have a question for you. The question is, what is reality? Anyway, if you could put your answers on a postcard and send them to... Oh, no, we don't do that anymore. Put your answers in the comments below. Yes, let's be more modern, shall we? Put them in the comments below, and then maybe I'll pick a winner if any of you bother. So this week I want to talk about reality, and I have a quote here from the Stoic philosopher Seneca. We must give up many things to which we are addicted. Interesting. So what are we addicted to? Well, first of all, I was addicted to depression. No, was I addicted? Maybe. I don't know. You see, some of us call it an illness. I call it more as a state of mind. I don't need tablets in order to change my state of mind. I need to change my state of mind. I was also addicted to painkillers, and I was also addicted to alcohol. I was also addicted to scrolling through my phone for no reason. I was also addicted to checking my updates and likes on certain social medias. I was also addicted to self-harm. I was also addicted to lying in bed. I've also been addicted to Pringles, which is why I made bongos. And you see, Seneca is asking us to give up on those things that we can't control. It's about controlling your own addictions and being aware of them. This is how we get to a point of enlightenment, by being aware of who we are, what we do, and where we come from, and who we do it with, and what we're doing here, and why we want to do stuff, and what am I doing in this crappy job, and why am I doing all this work for this person who doesn't give a crap about me, and why don't I do things for myself, and why don't I get up off my ass? Things like that. That's what Seneca was on about, although I don't think he was entirely on about all of that. I'm sort of making some of this up. But here we are. Here's his quote, Seneca, from the Moral Letters. We must give up many things to which we are addicted, considering them to be good. Otherwise, courage will vanish, which should continually test itself. Test courage. Greatness of soul will be lost, which can't stand out unless it disdains as petty what the mob regards as most desirable. Who are the mob, I hear you ask? The mob? Well, the mob are the masses. The mob are the controllers. The mob are the corporates. The mob are the people trying to sell you stuff while you're trying to watch something on YouTube or trying to watch something on televisuals. They're the mob. They're the ones who say that you must have this Hoover because it can collapse like a transformer and turn into something else so it can go underneath tables. Mob mentality. Sometimes these Hoovers, it's not really a Hoover, it's a vacuum cleaner, because it's not Hoover, is it? It's a vacuum cleaner. Some of them can even make the dinner for you. Did you know that? But you didn't. And do you know, when you have a dog, it's just covered in hairs. Your carpet is covered in hairs. You need something to suck all the hairs and the crumbs. I mean, how many times? I mean, I only have to eat one biscuit and suddenly the carpet is covered in crumbs. I mean, I have to take my shoes and socks off because I might get them dirty inside the house. You see, I need to have the vacuum cleaner. That's the mob mentality. We're being told to do stuff because we're being told to do it. And we toe the line, don't we? Although Seneca is asking you not to toe the line. Do you know once there was a show called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe? Yes, I remember it too. It was rather good, wasn't it? This is a little number I call We Can Be Heroes. You see, you could be heroes if you chose to be that. It's all about choice. Choice is freedom. Freedom comes from education. Education comes from learning about the stuff you want to learn and about being the person that you want to be. That gives you freedom. That gives you choice. Freedom is choice. Choice is freedom. Dogs are cats and biscuits become bananas if you peel away at the layers. Here's your exercise for you to take away. This is something to take away with you. T-A-K-E, take away, take away, take away, take away, take away, take away. Now, I'm not talking kebabs. I'm not talking fish and chips. I'm talking an exercise for you to do. So, we're talking about addictions in reality here. We're talking about reality. So, what I'd like you to do is have a look at the things that you do in your daily routine and rate them. So why don't you this is what I would do. So I wake up in the morning wanting some breakfast. I don't always want breakfast though. Not all the time. But I do wake up in the morning, and this is a typical routine. I'll take my old phone, for instance, and go, oh look, scrolly, 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 scrolly. I do that. That's an addiction. Becomes a habit. I don't know why I've locked my phone. That's a rather silly thing to do. Oh my goodness. I mean, how am I ever going to answer it if somebody wants to get hold of me? Oh my God, you see how it happens. So write down these little things, these habits that you've formed, because they become addictions. So, I mean, a typical habit for me would be to be, wake up in the morning, I reach out for my phone and check my Twitter or that sort of thing. That's a habit, becomes an addiction. I like tea. I have cups of tea, but that's a habit. Coffee is one. I had to give up coffee. Why did I have to give up coffee? I hear you ask. Well, because I was told by the doctor. Doctor who? No. Just the general doctor, GP. Just the GP, not Doctor Who. That's rather silly. Yes. Anyway, because I was getting heart palpitations, and since giving up caffeine, or reducing caffeine anyway, because I don't, I drink normal tea, but that's got not a lot of caffeine in it, then it's helped my health. And this is what it's all about. It's helping your health. List the things that you do daily, write them down in a little book, or on a piece of paper, or on a chalkboard. You could even write them out on a newspaper or a back of a magazine if you wish to. I mean, it's your choice. It's your choice. It's always your choice. Write down, and then I want you to rate them. Rate them 1 to 5. 1 meaning crap, 5 meaning great. And then of that list, see what ones you can get rid of and how much more freedom it will give you. Because it's about freedom. How many times you say, I say this often, I would go to the gym, but I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. And sadly, that means I don't go to the gym. Actually, I don't want to go to the gym, but I'm making excuses. You see what it is. So, list them, rate them, ditch them. Hey, that should be on a t-shirt. List them, rate them, ditch them. Yes, I might try that with friends. I might try that with films. Yes. Anyway, list them, rate them, ditch them. That's your takeaway for the week. P-L-A-Y. Take away, take away, take away, take away. be addicted. Anyway, that's enough of that. So what have we learnt this week? Well, what have I learnt this week? I've learnt that we are addicted to a great many things, and a lot of which we are unaware of. The first step to anything is awareness. So next time you're scrolling down the street and clutching some important piece of plastic because it's your gateway to another world, remember this. It could be an addiction, and you don't want to be addicted, because addiction is the opposite of freedom. And as George Michael once sung in his 1980 something hit called Freedom, it's about freedom. This concludes our broadcast day. Please catch me on Twitter. I am at 28 Thraves. You can also get my book. I have a book out called The Self-Harming Pacifist, which is all about me, self-harming, but not in a nasty way because I'm a pacifist. But it is about my stroll through the clouded forests of depression, which some people have found quite interesting. And also, why not head to my podcast? I co-host a podcast with cohort friend / colleague Mark Clifton, who is also available on various social medias. We co-host a podcast called the Mark and Zach Introspective Half Hour, and we talk about being an outsider, about not belonging and not fitting in to this world, because I stand here talking to a camera for no reason whatsoever, thinking no one's going to be watching this particular video, and people think that I'm a bit mad, but love and madness is the only way to get through this world. Love first, madness second, combine the two, mix them up as Delia Smith would, and then you've got a lovely souffle of life. So catch the podcast, where our last episode we were talking about how it's true we want to be true to ourselves, and about sort of how we come across to other people, the masks that we wear, and do we need to wear them? What are we afraid of? Why take the mask off? Well, sometimes you keep the mask on, to be frank. I mean, I would, if I was being frank, I would keep the mask on. When I'm not being frank, that's when I take the mask off, because I'm Hary, Zach, Hary. I'm not Frank. I've never been called Frank at all. So catch the podcast. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple iTunes, it's on Google Podcasts, it's everywhere, and all the links to everything will be, not everything, I mean that would be rather foolish, all the links that I would like to share would be down below. So please, thank you for your time today on this episode I've called Starsky and Hutch Upside Down, and I hope to see you next week when we will hear the immortal words of Marcus Aurelius saying something. In the meantime, see you on another channel, and I hope that we will be part of something important again. Cue the music.